see the storylines and one thing each team needs to keep an eye on heading into the 2024 NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. One swept, the other swept like gentlemen. It was as if the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks were eager to get on with this and wanted as much prep time as possible before Game 1 of the 2024 NBA Finals on June 6. Boston was the NBA's best team by record all season, running away with the East and claiming home court for as long as they needed, including this round. Dallas went 50-32, which it's worth noting would have tied for second in the East with New York. That still was 14 games off the Celtics' pace, though, and good for only the number 5 seed in the West. That had the Mavericks playing from down under to beat the Clippers, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves, all while looking more like a title threat at each step. Boston mostly stayed above the fray as favorites, which brought criticism for lone missteps against the Heat and the Cavaliers and allowed some critics to poke at forward Jayson Tatum's fire. The Celtics took both games against Dallas this season. They won 119-110 on the Mavericks court on January 22, then beat the Mavs again 138-110 on March 1 in Boston. This is Boston's 23rd trip to the finals. Dallas has made it twice before, this one coming 13 years after its 2011 upset championship over the first edition of Miami's Super Team. Series schedule. Here's how to watch the Celtics vs Mavericks finals. All times Eastern Daylight Time. Game 1, Mavericks vs Celtics, June 6, 8:30 p.m. ABC. Game 2, Mavericks vs Celtics, June 9, 8 p.m. ABC. Game 3, Celtics vs Mavericks, June 12, 8:30 p.m. ABC. Game 4, Celtics vs Mavericks, June 14, 8:30 p.m. ABC. Game 5, Mavericks vs Celtics, June 17, 8:30 p.m. ABC. Game 6, Celtics vs Mavericks, June 20, 8:30 p.m. ABC. Game 7, Mavericks vs Celtics, June 23, 8 p.m. ABC. Top storyline. Battle of the Backcourts. It's been acclaimed for a couple weeks this postseason that in Luka Dončić and Kyrie Irving Dallas arguably has the most potent offensive backcourt in NBA history. Why argue now? Let's stipulate to that and enjoy a strength versus strength matchup with Boston's starting guards. Jrue Holiday and Derek White both earned spots on the all-defensive second team and have built their reputations over years of making offensive counterparts uncomfortable. They're disruptive and sticky, capable of ball pressure that can throw off even Dončić's late clock decisions or Irving's highlight finishes. Going the other way, Irving has looked more diligent this spring, while Dončić mostly uses defensive possessions to recharge. In the 2 regular season meetings, the Dallas tandem totaled 112 points, 51% of their team's output. Holiday and White scored 47, a pittance by comparison. But all the other Celtics outscored all the other Mavs 210-108. Keep your eyes on the Porzingis factor. Boston center Kristaps Porzingis went down in the first round against Miami with a right soleus, calf, strain. No one expected to see him in the semis against Cleveland, and the East Finals didn't last long enough for it to become a possibility. Now he might be more of a necessity given the problems posed by Dallas bigs. Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively too are vertical rim runners who play as if on pogo sticks, always available to flush a Dončić lob. Derrick Jones Jr. and P.J. Washington have upped their production in the postseason. That's a lot to handle up front, and Boston's Al Horford game and effective the past 2 rounds is 38 years old and in need of help. Porzingis, at 7'2" and 240, averaged 20 points and 2 blocked shots, both of which could help the Celtics. He's a big body in the paint, he's a 3-level scorer, and he deepens Coach Joe Mazzulla's rotation after 5 weeks of postseason grind. One more thing to watch for each team. For the Celtics, counting by threes. Boston led the league all season in 3-pointers taken and made, hitting them at the second-best percentage. That tactic has continued to pay off in the playoffs, with their average of 14.6 makes and 39.8 attempts topping all others. When they've hit 14 or more in a game this spring, they're 9-0, and they have gotten up 40 or more attempts in half of their postseason games. The Mavericks have been solid, just not stellar from the arc. They've averaged 12.4 makes and 33.7 attempts, are 6-1 when making 14 or more, but have launched as many as 40 only once in 16 games. For the Mavericks, Irving back in Boston. Porzingis isn't the only one headed into a matchup with his former team. Irving's 2 seasons in Boston, 2017-19, were more emotional than Porzingis' stint in Dallas, marked by more individual success, 2 All-Star berths, than team satisfaction. He has been booed and heckled constantly since leaving for Brooklyn in 2019, and after he stomped on the Celtics mid-court logo in a 2021 playoff visit, a fan threw a water bottle at him. Irving has been a model team member with Dallas, avoiding off-court controversies while focusing on his contributions. But that's not the Kyrie that Boston fans will target starting with Game 1 Thursday, 8:30 ET, ABC. One key number to know. 4.9 The Mavs have made 4.9 corner three-pointers per game, what would be the 4th highest playoff mark in the 28 years for which we have play-by-play data. Among individuals, P.J. Washington, 28 for 70, 40.0%, and Derrick Jones Jr. 18 for 38, 47.4%, rank first and second in total corner three-pointers. Washington's 28 makes are the most for any player in the last 6 postseasons and 5 shy of Bruce Bowen's record of 33 in 2007. Jones' 47.4% on corner 3s is up from just 33.8% in the regular season. The Celtics defense does not yield many corner 3s, just 1.5 makes per game, fewest in the playoffs, through the conference finals. Only 18% of their opponents' three-point attempts, the lowest opponent rate in the playoffs, have come from the corners. They also had the lowest opponent rate, 21%, in the regular season, when the Mavs were just 4 for 16 from the corners in their 2 head-to-head meetings. Those 4 corner 3s, in the 2.0 per game, were tied for the fewest that Dallas had against any opponent. John Schumann. The pick. Celtics in 6. The Mavericks were 6 games under .500 last season and only 25-21 in late January. Only Dončić, among starters, remains from 16 months ago. So whatever expectation Dallas or its fans hold for the franchise's second championship pales in comparison to Boston's for number 18. This is the 6th time in 8 years the Celtics have reached at least the conference finals and their second finals in 3 years. Star wings Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have achieved almost everything short of a ring. Coach Joe Mazzulla's job status was shaky at this time in 2023 and Horford can't wait to get off that most playoff games without a title list. Urgency alone doesn't win championships, but urgency plus talent plus roster depth plus experience plus continuity plus home court should be enough. Thank you is not enough, watching our videos with you brings us joy. If you've subscribed to our channel, you've made our hearts skip a beat. To watch more amazing videos like these, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you can catch our latest videos first. Our journey is incomplete without your support, thank you.